March 1976, NYC, a city on the brink of bankruptcy. Asbestos in baby powder, domestic terrorism, sirens, flashing lights. Responders encircle a crashed UFO. Just another night for Manhattanites. Yep, New Yorkers sure have seen everything. Jack O'Donnell is on the scene. He and Inspector Carson trade the usual ethnic jabs before O'Donnell asks for the rundown. Carson pleads ignorance, since Mayor Beam tells him nothing. O'Donnell wonders why the mayor would be so tight-lipped about a downed plane. Carson snaps back, noting if O'Donnell, or anyone, has ever seen a plane like that. Just then, Colonel Magruder enters the scene. A territorial O'Donnell immediately locks horns. Carson de-escalates the turf war. He explains that the mayor wants the cops to cooperate with the Pentagon. Regardless, O'Donnell despises the military playing tin soldier on American soil. Magruder barks that, as of right now, he's in charge. Suddenly, the UFO detonates, killing Carson. As Magruder sympathizes, O'Donnell's eyes narrow as only the gaze of a vengeful man can. Who has caused this death? And why? Rewind in 10 minutes. The UFO crashes in fiery, thunderous impact. Nanotech memory materials redirecting force around the craft. Moments later, a lean, muscular form lumbers into the darkness of the rundown metropolis. He enters, seeking only shelter and communication. The store owner steps from the shadows, shotgun firmly in hand. The owner warns he will use the firearm. After all, why not? He's been robbed 5 times this year already. It is then the newcomer radiates both light and sound from his gemstone necklace. The shotgun vanishes. The newcomer collapses, unconscious. The store owner stares at the newcomer's package and decides to carry him home. Meanwhile, the moon. Under a cloaked geodesic dome, where a failed executioner is slapped by his superior as a bootylicious baddie observes. The executioner, Goran, pleads for his life to be spared by Master Comac. And so, a job opening occurs, courtesy of Comac's star power. To calm the hot-headed Comac, the bootylicious baddie utilizes flattery. Still hot-headed, Comac thanks Lady Cormel for her compliment, but sternly reminds her that he seized his position by right. Lightheartedly, Cormel acknowledges Comac's advice and asks his plans for Mikaal Tomas. In an almost sexually charged fury, Comac announces the employment of a mind-slayer called Turin Ka. Comac demands a demonstration of Ka's strength and directs him to a simple chair. The mind-slayer mangles the chair, much to the googly-eyed amusement of Lady Cormel. My, how manly. And now, Mikaal Tomas awakens in a guest room. The store owner enters with his wife. Although a language barrier exists, the gesture of hospitality is fully understood. And soon, Tomas speaks English as would a fluent speaker. He explains to Franklin that his people learned English in preparation for a conquest of Earth. Apparently, Mikaal's planet is dying, and war is politically popular. Yup. That's our cue for an obligatory flashback, all right. A while ago, Mikaal argues with his lover, Lisa. She plans to commandeer a shuttle and warn Earth. Mikaal is hesitant, too afraid to betray Comac. Tragically, Lisa is shot by a guard, an actual honest-to-God competent guard. What are the odds? Enraged, Mikaal severely beats the guard. Pow! Wham! Yeah! Teabag! Wait! What was that last one? Backup buddies knock Mikaal unconscious. Soon, he is judged for treason. A restraint unrestricting his forearm movement. Someone call Media Zealot. I think we have an advanced sci-fi society too stupid to exist. The verdict is already decided. The sentence is already decided. Comac asks for any last words. Mikaal makes his words crystal clear. Burn in hell. Taken away to certain death, Mikaal grows a pair along the way. Taking full advantage of those flawed restraints, he overtakes the guards, frees himself, and yada yada yada. Back to now. Franklin asks Ruth to check on a cake in the kitchen as he and their guest continue to talk. Protective, chauvinist, code word for a swing trap? Look, I don't judge. Mikaal lets Franklin know that Ruth is likely calling the police. He thanks the couple for their hospitality and assures them his sonic crystal and flyer pods will enable him to survive. Wait, he was wearing those during his trial, right? And no one thought to confiscate those tools. Again, call media zealot. Across town, a police funeral concludes. Sergeant O'Donnell somberly lumbers to his car as Colonel Magruder's limo pulls up. O'Donnell and Magruder agree they had rather not see each other again, but there is news interesting to them both. On the Harlem River, another UFO has been discovered. The revelation hits O'Donnell like a bullet to the bone, and elsewhere again. The psychic Ka spies on the cops as he senses that Mikaal is nearby. Meanwhile, in Manhattan's lower 40s, Mikaal muses that although he originates from a world lit by a red dwarf over 3,000 light-years away, the differences here are almost non-existent. It is then Ka strikes. Knowing that if he loses, the Earth does as well, Mikaal Tomas prepares for the fight of his life. Who will win? Who will die? Find out 20 years later in the pages of Starman. I'm Carson. Join me again as I remember DC's forgotten heroes.